Welcome back. Let's move on to the next session. It is with a great pleasure that we extend a hearty welcome to Dr.S.Suganthi, a distinguished professor in the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering at Rajalakshmi Engineering College. Dr. Suganthi completed her PhD in April 2019, specializing in the field of MEMS biosensors. Her groundbreaking research involves the fabrication, study and analysis of microfluidic sensing devices for uric acid, showcasing her expertise in cutting-edge technologies. With a career spanning over 2 decades, Dr. Suganthi commenced her journey in teaching in 1996 after completing a BE in AC, followed by an ME in Applied Electronics from SSM College in 2006. Her extensive teaching and research experience, coupled with her commitment to excellence, has been the bedrock of her academic journey. Dr. Suganthi's significant contribution extend beyond the classroom. Her research work has received funding from the University Grants Commission, and she presented her work at the prestigious 43rd International Conference on Micro and Nano Engineering in Braga in Portugal. As a mentor, Dr. Suganthi has guided numerous students at both the undergraduate and postgraduate levels, particularly in the field of MEMS. Her collaborative spirit and innovative mindset recently led to the successful incubation of the faculty startup Arma Shri Healthcare Innovation through the MedTech Incubator at IIT Madras. Today, we are honored to have Dr. S. Suganthi.
Okay, good morning everyone once again. So we have assembled here for the session after a very powerful session by Mr. Naveen Kolathur sir. Will that make me audible to the audience?
Audible.
Okay, am I audible to all? Okay. So this is the first question as a teacher we used to ask in the class, right? So we have to ensure that what we speak here reaches out to the audience. And so as rightly said during introduction, I am professor of this department. So I mean, it is like first I entered into industry, and then after serving for only say a period of 1 or 1.5 years, I entered into teaching. So I mean, as women we know, I mean, we have to balance the family and our education and our self-growth. So even though I had various career breaks, so I had to accompany my spouse with various countries, I carried out the passion, and I am here as a professor in front of you. I am happy, I am grateful to God for that and to my family. So here, okay, so we have been attending the Introduction to Emotional Intelligence session, and yesterday we had the perspective from a stalwart from the communication industry, and today we had the knowledge words from a person from logistics. So you have, I am the one who belongs to you. So from my own perspective, so you're going to hear what I know about emotional intelligence, and what is IQ and what is EQ, and how both help to frame up or shape up a person's personality. So that is what we are going to see. And what are the benefits out of this emotional intelligence? So it solves today's lot of problems. So if you are emotionally intelligent, if you are able to understand your strengths and weakness, what are the benefits you are getting? And what are the signs of emotional intelligence? So when will you assess yourself, or when will you say a person is emotionally intelligent or not? Signs. Then, so as my topic is on measures of emotional intelligence, so I'll be quoting some assessment techniques. So how to assess, there are a set of 6 tests, so which help you to assess yourself, how emotionally intelligent you are. So not for others, it's for your own sake first, and then how you interact or how you relate yourself with others. And also it is about emotional intelligence measures and leadership excellence. So these are the topics I am going to browse through. Emotional intelligence. So coined in 1990 by John D. Mayer. So even though this is the one which is on record, the emotional intelligence or emotions are very much known to us in the country. So people like Gayathri ma'am, who has practiced Bharatanatyam, we know Navarasas. So can anyone tell me what are the Navarasas or 9 emotions, 9 primary emotions? Joy. You can tell in English because I even don't, I have not memorized the Sanskrit words. Joy, anger, fear, excitement, shyness, love, sadness and hatred, disgust and calmness. So Navarasas. So this is already known for the millions of years, we know it. So but as per the literature, it is coined by John D. Mayer in 1990. So what is emotional intelligence? So this is, it has millions of introductions or millions of definitions. So emotional intelligence is the ability to accurately perceive your own and others' emotions. So you may not be very good judge of yourself. Okay, I may be, as sir said, I may be thinking myself as a different person. So I used to think myself as a good person. Yes, I know. I believe that I do only, I cannot think beyond that. I cannot lie. I cannot cheat others. So I think I am a good person. But recently I had a situation that I had to undergo a online TOEFL course. So test of engineering as a foreign language. So in that, I mean, this is, in the last year I can say. So why I did that course? To pursue my, higher studies or whatever, or to help my son in his way to writing the exams. So I have enrolled that, and the mentor, so I just browsed that, and a person approached me, and he was good. So I said, okay, we can continue with him. And he spoke with me, and then he connected with another lady called Fatima. He said she will be good, she will be your online trainer. And she was very much reluctant to teach to me. So having said my age and my experience as a professor, she was, I have to handle class for a professor, because later she said she had bad experience with another advocate. So who was telling why you are pinpointing my mistake. So you should not be like that. So you are a continuous learner. So he judged me that you are not only good ma'am, you are spiritual. So that spiritual part of me was not known to myself. So your emotional intelligence is assessed by not only you. So sometimes there comes a situation when you know who you are. So you have to better understand your emotions and also others' emotions. So everybody is born good. Nobody is a culprit, or nobody is bad by birth. So there are the situations which has molded him or her to such a personality. So you have to understand their pain points. So you have to empathize with them. And so these are all verbal communication. So emotion is not conveyed verbally every time. So you have to, you cannot say it is reading between the lines. You have to penetrate into their mind and understand what they convey. So what they convey verbally may be different from what they think. Okay, students say, if you are getting feedback from him, he will not open out publicly. That is, say in a class committee meeting or wherever. Some students open up, but some others, they keep quiet. So which means, it doesn't mean that they don't have anything in mind. So you have to bring out what is in their mind. Then, manage your own and others' emotion under compelling situations. So it is, you'll be seeing that why that is important. That is very important in domestic setup or in official workplace and social setup. So manage your own and others' emotions under compelling situations. So we all know what is self-confidence, what is optimism, taking the initiative, being the first person to raise your hand. But it is something beyond that. Emotional intelligence is something beyond self-confidence. So you should be able to tell this answer. IQ plus EQ will bring out what? Good, that's a good answer. Then, so EI, emotional intelligence, is otherwise called emotional quotient. Okay. So intelligent quotient and emotional quotient. So can everybody possess both the skills? I don't know, I'm asking you people. Yeah, so which both come out of practice. So, as per the website and it is out of my own experience, I can say that it leads to success. So when you want to be a true successful person, you should not only be, IQ is important, EQ is also important. Without EQ, IQ is a waste. Without IQ, EQ is good, but in the realistic world, you have to survive. So you need to have IQ, right? So how? So having said that, you have to understand the emotions. How to understand the emotions? So you have to train yourself to recognize others' emotions, understand them, and predict the effects. Predicting, forecasting the effects is very important as a leader. So how to avoid conflicts? So what is the consequence? So when I am reacting to a person in a particular way, he will react. So every action has an equal and opposite reaction, right? So how to avoid conflicts? So with this ability, you can better manage and relieve stress. So we all have, out of our day-to-day experience, we know how to manage situations. We tackle situations. So like say, if you don't have potato, okay, you can manage with other sweet potatoes, so you can make a dish. So we know how to tackle things, right? So managing things and empathize with others and communicate effectively, right? So not only empathizing with the people who are sad, you have to empathize with people who are in anger. So why they are showing out, why they are venting out? Any reason why people show anger? Why they are getting furious, or why they are always spewing hatred? Any reason?
They are not liking the environment that they are able to be and working organization or family or whatsoever.
Okay, or they would have faced some failures or loss, and yeah, their expectation is not met up, and they have not come out of their failure, or they are held up in something. Okay, so you have to empathize with others and communicate effectively. So you have to give reassurance to every people, not only the people who are weak, also the people who are, some people with maybe, headstrong. So for that people also, you know how to handle that person. So you cannot let anybody to humiliate you, or anybody to overpower you. So that you have to handle effectively. Okay, so this clipping is from a new movie. So hope, how many of you have seen this movie, or can you name this movie? Patra. So it is about marital relationship, how you carry your relationship with your spouse. Okay, so how mentally you are connected. So this person, Shraddha Srinath, is a psychologist. So she gives marriage counseling to two different couples. So each one is having different, scenario. So the other person there, he is always, spewing, what is that? Hate towards his wife. And the other one, he is also, showing hatred to his wife. That's because he is jealous of her some achievements. So that cannot be conveyed outspokenly. And she thinks that she is a master of psychology, but she herself says the thing. That is, being a psychologist, like Alamenu ma'am would have known that. So you prejudge the situation. So she tries to avoid conflicts and act in a good way. So that her husband doesn't like. So like that, so there are, even though I have said it is 9 navarasas, only 9 emotions. So actually, according to literature, there are 34,000 emotions. So branches of such emotions are there. So it is not only why I have taken up this clipping. So an emotionally intelligent person is the one who is successful at home with his family, with his wife, or with her husband. Such person can be emotionally intelligent in the workplace also. So everyone is not a national leader. So national leaders are unmarried. So there is people used to joke also. So when you are married, you cannot become a leader. It's not so. So marriage is, for people like us, if you are successful in your marriage, you are successful at your work also. So what is the popular saying you are reminded of when I say this quote? Behind every successful man, there is a woman. Now, behind every successful woman, there is a man, right? So that may be your father and now your husband, your brother. So they all molded you to what you are today, right? So this skill, managing relationships and keeping long-term relationships makes it easier to manage and succeed at work. So if you're in haste or if you're in anger, you're not performing well. You won't perform well, damn sure. So tension. So if you're calm, if you're having calmness, if you can understand and perceive others' feelings, then you can better give out your performance so that you are getting successful at work and you're avoiding conflicts before they arise, right? Signs of emotional intelligence. So when can you feel that you are emotionally intelligent? You are able to identify and describe what people are feeling. You are not what they are telling, what they are feeling. So you are able to identify what others are feeling. Having self-confidence and self-acceptance. So be what you are. So you cannot, a cat cannot be a tiger, right? So in the cat's world, it is a tiger, but it cannot behave like a tiger. It cannot go on hunting human beings. So it should know its limitations, right? So you should know what you are and you should know your skill set, and at the same time you should know your limitations. So if you are able to work on it, good. Feeling empathy or concern for others. So that is emotional intelligence, right? So you feel for others. So as teachers, we would have attended various counseling sessions. So in way back in 2011, there was during counseling, so at that time we used to fill forms, right? So a student was there, he was very dull, he had failed in his test. So then I asked, why you are not able to perform well? Then he said, ma'am, I work in the midnight, so I get sleep only when I'm traveling in the bus. And you know what kind of work he was doing? He was working in the butcher's shop. And he is a Brahmin by birth. Because his parents are blind, mother is blind and father is somewhat handicapped, so he has to support his family. So there are such stories. I cannot see any false or any false notions. He is telling the truth. I could understand it. So you cannot see that. You cannot. Why I said you have other jobs. Why you have chosen that job? He said they are paying me more than other jobs. So that is the pity thing, or many. So you have to empathize with them. It doesn't mean that you can give him free marks and not like that. So you make him study. You give him counseling. You can give him the confidence. So that is the way we teachers should cope up with such people. And other things, not only coping up with other people, you should be able to handle yourself. So like self-acceptance, accepting your mistakes, you should also be say okay for your mistakes. So once you have done some mistake, okay, let me come out of it. So I have not done it voluntarily, or even if I have done voluntarily, I should say sorry to the next person and move out of that situation. You should not pile up the emotions. Okay, so out of ego, something you have told to your colleague or to your mother or to your husband, then don't carry it for days together or months together, and don't convert it into a poison tree, right? So you discuss or you let it out. A simple sorry will make you come out of those emotions. So you need not spend sleepless nights. Then, knowing your strengths and weaknesses. That, yes. So we are good at that. Next. So what are the assessments? 6 primary assessments. So WEIS, Wong Emotional Intelligence Scale. The next one is Emotional and Social Competence Inventory. And Mayer-Salovey-Caruso Emotional Intelligence Test. And Emotional Quotient Inventory. So these are the different tests done by the psychologists. They generate a report. I try to show up a report out of these assessments. So there's a very very big literature, so running to hundreds of pages. So this is done by various agencies who do the test and give your, I mean, it is not required for people like that. Some corporates do they conduct such tests for the potential employees? Okay, maybe. So this is the thing done now. So what is Wong's emotional intelligence scale? So it is a scenario-based assessment of respondents. So scenario. So the respondents or assessees are given 20 scenarios, and they are, their response is a scale of 7. So 1 to 7. So based on the different responses. So their different domains of EI are judged. So we'll see what are the 4 domains of EI, then we'll be able to get into the questions. So primarily they are testing these things. That is, so how one appraises his own emotion, how he recognizes the emotion, and how he controls his own emotion. Sorry, it is hidden. So the 4th point is how he controls or regulates the emotion of others. So these are the 4 aspects. So this is the scale, this is the cycle. That is EI or ECSI, it involves testing of assessment of self-awareness, social awareness, self-management, relation management. So under self-awareness, so these are the criteria which are being assessed. Emotional self-awareness. So how you manipulate or how you understand your own emotions. Why I am feeling fear for something. So why I am feeling angry. Why I am getting a feel of hatred towards something. So such kind of understanding your own emotions and managing your emotions. So how to manage your emotions? So self-control is the term we know. So you have to control your emotions. You cannot throw your emotions, be it your house or be it your workplace. So yesterday's guest was telling during lunch. So in Japan there is a culture that whatever you talk inside the home should not be heard outside. So you should, you can say it is a domestic quarrel. We have fights inside our house, but that should not be heard outside. So you will be penalized for that. So self-management, control your emotions. Everybody has self-respect. So respect that and control your emotions. Social awareness. So empathize with others. Empathize with your organization. This is the thing we have to, being a part of an organization, should understand the organizational awareness. What your organization, workplace is expecting from you. They won't be putting it on words. So they will be judging you. Or they will be having some expectation. They are not always judging you. So having appointed you as a professor, so there are many expectations. So whether you understand that and you meet that. Then relationship management. So how do you manage your relationships? So be it your students. So how to influence, not influencing in the terms of you're putting your thoughts into them. So how to make them understand their own potential as, unleashing their potential. So be a coach and a mentor to better manage your relationship. Then inspirational. So everything cannot be taught. So you be a role model. That is inspirational leadership and teamwork, of course. So now we people have demonstrated the teamwork, right? So my PPT was not present. So you people all came up. Thanks to all the coordinators, Saranya, Hartlin and Prabhu. So you all helped me out in loading my PPT. So that's the teamwork, or team spirit. So next is the Mayer-Salovey-Caruso Emotional Intelligence Test. So it is based on a multi-factor emotional scale. So we'll see the different questions pertaining to these things. So what does it test? It tests the ability of the persons on how effectively they can perceive the emotions and think about it, think about those emotions, facilitating thought, put a thought to those emotions and understand the message conveyed by those emotions and managing emotions. So you have to first perceive it, receive the emotions, then understand it by applying thought and then manage the emotions. The next test, I think this is the last but one test, Emotional Quotient Inventory, EQI 2.0. So self-perception, self-expression, interpersonal and stress management. Self-perception. So how you regard yourself, self-regard. Always hold your head high, not that you're above all. You're not less than anybody, you're not above than anybody. So you are yourself. Be yourself. Right? Self-actualization. Self-awareness. Awareness. So I'm in this place, I have to be idam porul. So you have to know how I should act in a particular place. Awareness. And what is my role in a particular place? That should be understood by me. Then self-expression, emotional expression. Sometimes you cannot make people understand, right? It doesn't mean that you should cry and make them understand. So you should, you should convey your emotions in that way that, yes, I believe that this is possible. So your student will be telling, project student, he may be complaining, no ma'am, this is not possible, I cannot work it out at all. I cannot do this project. So you can make him understand that, no, I will guide you. You have to give assurance. And assertiveness, right? So that is the quality possessed by a leader, assertive. So if I think I can do it, I will do it. I will not get back. ஒரு தடவை நான் முடிவு பண்ணிட்டா என்னோட முடிவை நானே மாத்திக்க மாட்டேன். So that is the thing. So I think I am somewhat true to this. So while reading my profile, I had presented my paper at international conference at Braga, Portugal. So I have exposure of traveling to foreign countries. I had stayed in, of course, with my spouse, I had stayed in USA. But he himself was resisting, why you should go? So being your son is in 10th standard, is it really necessary to go to a conference in a foreign country? So initially I was reluctant before deciding it, but once I decided, no looking back, so I'll go. So I thought it will help me. It helped me. So it helped me to form network with international people, and it has given me the confidence which I carry even today, right? Independence, yes. So everybody requires independence, and you should feel you are independent. You should not be feeling that you are being controlled by anybody. Then stress management. So if you are emotionally intelligent, you can manage all these things. And how it comes? If you are flexible, adaptable, you cannot be rigid. So I was like this in my period, so it should be like this. No. So your students are in different worlds. So you have to understand and you have to be flexible. You have to learn new things. You should not be obsolete, right? So you have to update and upgrade yourself. Stress tolerance. So tolerance of your own stress and other person's stress. So understand stress tolerance and optimism. Optimism, like everybody knows, it comes out of spirituality. So I'm as I said, by being a spiritual person, I'm optimistic that whatever happens is good for me. Teedum nandrum perar taravara. So these are the different tests under the EQ, emotional quotient test. So I will, these will be posted, and for example, we can discuss some questions. So say the first question, you can say it assesses what kind of skill, you can tell me. So expressing my emotions with words is not a problem for me. So what kind of test, what does this question assessing? Does that assess your self-awareness or your relationship with others, self-expression? Which domain it belongs to? Self-expression, right. So like that you can relate. I often find it difficult to see things from other person's viewpoint. This is what? Empathy, correct. So I don't really find life enjoyable. Why is it so? Not being optimistic. So it comes under stress management, right? So the other thing, I tend to back down even if I know I am right. So I'm not able to stand for, maintain my stand. Back adikranga. So they are going back. Why? Yeah, not assertive. So na enakku right in therinju kuda illa situation la enna naane maathikren nan. So adu vandu it is not being assertive, right? I don't seem to have any power at all over other people's feelings. I cannot control others' feelings and I am thinking. So which means I lack what skill? I am not able to control other people's emotions. So I am not a good influencer. I don't have interpersonal skills. Yes. The next test is Trait Emotional Intelligence Questionnaire. So it is a questionnaire and it generates a report. So it comprises 153 items measuring 15 distinct facets of emotional intelligence, 4 factors and so we'll see those 4 domains. So this is the one. So what are, under these the 4, there are 3 skills which is being tested: intrapersonal, interpersonal, and it measures the 2 scores and gives you your global intelligence, emotional intelligence. So what are the dimensions it is testing? Self and other. Identification. So whether I am able to identify my own emotions, whether I am able to identify others' emotions, understand my emotions, understand others' emotions. How do I express my emotions? How do I listen? Listening is the thing people are lacking today, especially the students. They are not patient to listen, right? So this is the thing which helps to understand. Only if you listen to their words, listen to their words conveyed, means not conveyed by the words. Only if you listen to their words, you can also understand the words, emotions conveyed by those words. And regulate others' emotions. Use my emotions. Use others' emotions. So, the short version is not intended to provide the subskill. So, this is a short version. So, they take both the scores and provide a global EI score. So, then comes the leadership excellence. So, this is the famous picture for leadership, right? Yesterday, Gayathri ma'am was showing. So, wherein what happens? The leader is sitting on the vision and he is asking the team, ordering the team to move. And here, this is a good leader. Example for a good leader. What is he doing? He is a sailor. So, he is having a vision for his team. So, through binoculars, he is telling them the path to go. And the team is supporting him by moving the rudder or manipulating the rudder to go in the right path. So, it is a win-win situation. So, the leader helps the team helps the leader. So, leader with binoculars, a note of his vision to guide his team. 12 ways to leadership excellence. First one is the one I like the most. Be original. Originality and passion. Right? So, be who you are. So, I am who I am. So, I don't want to leave my values. So, if I believe that I am honest, I will do only honesty. Don't get corrupted or don't be influenced by others. Support a struggling colleague or struggling student. So you have to have empathy and compassion. Be an effective team player. Emotional intelligence and cooperation. Okay, so not only supporting, you have to lead the team. Emotional intelligence and cooperation. Be result oriented in all your tasks. So idukku munadi paatha emotional intelligence alone. A leader leader has another dimension, result oriented. So you can motivate your team to achieve the result, right? So when you become a leader, you should not feel only for you, like cricket captain. So if Dhoni is only concentrating about his own score, building up his own scores, like Sunil Gavaskar used to do in those days. So he was increasing his own scores, but he is not worried about the team. So a good leader is not the one. So if you are a leader, you have to. So if you are not fit to be in that order, you have to move to the later order. So the end thing is your team India should win. So you should be result oriented in your task. So you have to give that confidence and give that assertion to your team. And achievement orientation. So every job, be it a very simple task. So I used to hear one speaker, Tamil speaker, I think Suki Sivam. So he used to say, even if you are making dosa, so you should be proud that no one can make a crispy or perfect round dosa like me. So whatever the work you have, you should have the passion and you should show your perfection. Don't do anything just like that, right? Avoid the curse of envy. So as I told you, if you have conflicts, resolve the conflicts then and there or the same day. Don't carry it over, otherwise it will lead to envy. So we cannot carry the envy. So we need to meet the persons daily, on daily basis. So you cannot carry the curse of envy. That is poison tree I used to say, right? Poison tree is building up the bad feelings and then it becomes a tree and it provides wrong fruits, and fruits of enmity is surrounded everywhere. So that should be avoided. So it should be replaced by love and sense of community. So love your neighbors, love your fellow colleagues. So you should treat them for what they are. Then learn to appreciate your colleagues' supportive effects. So this is what our chairperson used to tell. That is, you should be able to appreciate your buddies, your colleagues' achievements and their, you should be able to feel gratitude to what they have done. It may be a simple thing like class alteration or duty alteration. So you should appreciate your colleagues' efforts as well as their achievements. So think out of the box. A leader should think out of the box, especially in difficult objectives. So many things cannot be predicted. So when it comes, you have to think out of the box, how to get out of the situation. So that comes out of creativity and innovation. So the other things are, do not fear failing. So fear of failing is the thing that before attempting, don't think about failure. Just attempt it. Then you can, that happens when? Only if you muster courage, you believe in yourself, you have the conviction, I can do that. Perseverance. So perseverance is the quality which is lacking in many people. So they want immediate result. If I give the connection to the circuit board, I should get the output immediately. So they won't troubleshoot. So we used to tell the students, connect the wires properly, connect the components correctly. So they should have the perseverance to think what has gone wrong. Then have your eye trained to always focus on the objective. Focus, result oriented. The leader should have focus, purpose and dedication. Always strive for a win-win situation. So what is win-win situation? With your colleagues, clients, customers. So customers are our students, right? So you should concentrate. We have different pressures. We have to publish, we have to patent. But I cannot say that as an excuse to miss a class or for my non-effective teaching. So I have to satisfy my customers and clients. Okay, so as you teach, so you can form a team. So you learn with the students, make them write a paper, make them do a project. In that case, you flourish and you make your students flourish. So that is a win-win situation. So your burden has been shared with your students, and that helps them to grow and you also grow along with them. Be proactive. So predict the consequences. So what is required by the person, what is required out of me. So you have a vision and proactivity. Always be prepared for change. Change, matram undre, maradadu. So be prepared for change. Be adaptable, don't be rigid. Be competent, learn, upgrade yourself. So these are the words given by the author Benedict, who is a trained psychologist, writer, editor and business systems strategist. And he was a poet. So he is among the top 100 leadership experts, and he is being followed by, in Twitter. So you can note down these questions, you can do the self-assessment and keep the results with you to better judge yourself. You can take a screenshot or you can pen down. So expressing my emotions with others is not a problem for me. So 1 is poor scale, 7 is the highest scale. So if you are in the average, so see what are the ways to improve. I often find it difficult to see things from another person's viewpoint. There is empathy. On the whole, I am a highly motivated person. I am not good at regulating my emotions. Next, I generally don't find life enjoyable. I can deal effectively with people. I tend to change my mind frequently. That is also not good. Many times I can't figure out what emotion I'm feeling. I'm confused. I don't know what I'm feeling. Whether I like this or I don't like this. I feel that I have a number of good qualities. I often find it difficult to stand up for my rights. I'm not able to voice out. Right?
I tend to change it.
Enami?
Someone means bad.
Change my mind. 7 ன்றது வந்து ஆமா இங்க வந்து bad ஆமா correct. So 7 1 to 7 scale வந்து எல்லாத்துக்கும் அப்ளை ஆகாது. The bad க்கு வந்து bad is more. Bad thing is more. Okay, so any questions, any discussions? Because this is the last slide. And we can ask, some of you can tell how good a leader you are. How, when you felt like a leader, you can give out a situation or explain the situation. When you felt that you are a leader, you handle the situation correctly. When you felt proud of yourself as a leader. If anybody is volunteering, or can I ask some people? Meera ma'am. On mic.
Entrepreneur. So 3 years before, so now they are third year student. So always whenever I will close my within an hour, another half an hour I will discuss about the entrepreneurs, because I am a agriculturist and a pathologist. So I always be on mushroom or any other agriculture based works. So suddenly out of 120 students, only one student came to me and he showed me after 4:30 he came and meet me and he showed me a pamphlet of mushroom production. So at that time I feel proud that out of 500-600 student I can able to make one person to be an independent. So that at that time I feel very.
That's great. So you made him, you converted, you produced an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You created an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Good. Any others? So when you felt like a leader, or when will you feel like a leader? Yeah.
Okay, so recently myself and Suganthi ma'am, we went and attended 2 days grand finale, which is a part of Academy of Women Entrepreneurship program in
We are entrepreneurs too, ma'am.
Yeah. So before I kickstart with the proceedings, I would like to appreciate Suganthi ma'am to act as a very effective leader over, because she used to know, like, based on the type of decorum where we are pitching in, she'll just give space without any kind of rugged kind of stuff. So she'll just allow me to go ahead with proceedings, and she knows that I will speak well. So she just gives space at appropriate stages where I can explore without any hesitation. So that is the very important, without any ego or kind of, we both are having a closure to, more than 1 decade of gap actually, in terms of age group.
Right.
Yeah, in terms of age group. So she will not feel like, I'm elder, I'm more experienced, and why is it I have to give space for you to go ahead with the proceedings? So that is a very richest mindset which every leader should definitely have. That is point number 1 to be noted. And likewise, having a win-win scenario is not so easy. Win-win scenario is like you need to have different kind of proceedings in all means. Okay. So, in terms of, as ma'am was suggesting, flexibility, adaptability, etc. Okay? So, in the same, see, we went there and we had a great mindset mentioning that we have to win for sure, and we were able to do it. So, that is the important stuff that I was about to tell. And one thing is that we have to be very much focused on what is the thing that we are planning to put forth, say for a year or for the upcoming 2 years. Every individual must definitely take care of certain goals, short-term goal. You can have a long-term goal, but that has to be more realizable. That is very important. And for the realizable goal, we have to work hard. That's it from my end, and all the best for your future endeavors as well. Thank you.
So I would like to end with quote from, exact quote I don't remember, Abdul Kalam. So, தூங்கும்போது வருவது கனவல்ல, விழித்திருக்கும் போது தூங்க விடாமல் செய்வதுதான் கனவு. அந்த கனவு வந்து ஒவ்வொரு லீடர், ஒவ்வொரு பர்சனுக்கும் கண்டிப்பா இருக்கணும். Thank you.
Yeah, it is a blessing. Yeah.
Thank you. You're a very wonderful audience, and thank you to our management and for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your inspiring session. And I request our chief guest, Mr. Naveen, to felicitate Dr.Suganthi with the memento.
We'll go to the sir. Gayathri. Thank you, sir. No. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. So this is a very rare forum, so where we have mixture of people, right? So addressing here is very nice experience for me too.
அது கொஞ்சம் ஷேர் பண்ணிடுங்க.
யாருக்கு? குரூப்க்கு.
அந்த குரூப்ல ஷேர்